Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AskReddit. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. How do you know when you are in love? When even after the butterflies have calmed down, and they will, and everything has stopped being new and exciting, that one is definitely inevitable, there are still moments where you look at them, or just think about them, and feel like how the hell did this happen and how could I ever be so lucky? And when you can't remember the last time you had one of those moments with them, your first thought is to do whatever it takes to find them again. You'll still get butterflies, and you will still have those wonderful sun-blessed days where everything shines, but you won't be so worried about whether or not they're happening right now, because you know you've got the thing that those moments are made of, and as long as you keep digging, it will never stop flowing. Very well said. Thank you. I wholeheartedly agree. When you get good or bad news, they are the first person that you want to tell. They make the good news real, and you know that they will get you through the bad news. They are the person that you want to share everything with. Are you in love with a journalist? I guess I'm in love with my therapist. If you can look at them and be able to say, I'd do damn near anything for you. Sometimes a slightly horrifying realization, haha. I'll eat a box of Oreos for you. When you truly care for them and want the best for them. Some things can feel like love, but often it's just lust. Sometimes what you think is the best for them is not really the best for them. That's when they get a restraining order. Or a divorce. Or both. When there's one person you instantly think of after reading the title of this post. I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I thought of my waifu. I seriously need to get a life, I feel sad being this way. For me, it was the moment I felt like it was just me and the guy I'm in love with in the world, that nobody else mattered, and I could be completely safe with him. I find it hard to trust people and feel comfortable around them, but with my boyfriend, I knew I was in love with him on the first date. I know that's very fast, don't judge me, SHHH, because we were playing pinball together, and he put his arm around me, and I didn't flinch or try to pull away, instead I melted into his arms and felt completely safe. This is beautiful and perfectly said. Nobody else mattered in the world. I feel that way about someone now, who doesn't feel that way about me, heartbreaking. Love is like a headache. You have it, you feel it. I feel it in my fingers. I'd say it's more like an anxiety-inducing mess, then again I've never had my feelings reciprocated. Threw up on the spot once when I looked over, and she was kissing my friend. It wasn't really love though? That comes from being in a relationship that you build together, so I guess I've never really felt it before. Maybe one day, but I don't have my hopes up. They make you a better person. Not because they want you to. They inspire you to be a better person. Reminds me of the quote from As Good as It Gets, you make me want to be a better man. When I start to contact someone daily at any time with no strings attached. You'll know. Thanks, it really helps. This is it basically. It's like a drug. It changes everything. Love is the partnership of two unique people who bring out the very best in each other, and who know that even though they are wonderful as individuals, they are even better together. You're excited, can't sleep, happy for no reason, etc. Sounds like a mental illness of some sort. This is a high schooler's idea of love. It's called infatuation. Every day when I see my wife for the first time in the morning, bedhead, bleary eyes and all, I still think she is the most beautiful sight in the world. We have been together for 17 years, 13 of which married to each other. The government will notify via certified mail, and automatically asks any fees and licensing directly from your bank account. Your thoughts are about we, not I. You'll know you love someone when their mental health and happiness, and well-being is what you strive to improve every day. When you think about them even after spending a whole day with them. When you feel sad or lonely, and they're the first thing that comes to mind when you want comfort. When you hear them laugh or see them smile, it makes you laugh or smile too. When you wake up and they're still on your mind after going to bed thinking about them. When you can't really picture what it would be like without them, or you don't want to. When all you want to do is see them succeed and be happy. It's not as hard as you'd think to know when you truly love someone. The girl I love right now knows that I love her, and she's reminded every day that I do, even if I don't outright say it. I know she loves me too by her actions and her words. When you know you know. And if you're unsure if it's love or lust, really think about what about them you're drawn to. You can be sexually attracted to someone and have it be a large part of your interactions with someone and still love them, but if you can't see yourself laying there with them mindlessly watching Netflix, or playing games, or napping, or eating together, or taking care of them when they're sick, then it's probably not love. For me, it's the part where I forget about how fucked up the rest of my life is when I talk to that person. Corny, but you'll know. It's like realizing that there's something inside your chest which is connected to something in their chest. You don't always feel it, sometimes you may even forget it's there, but when you look for it, there's still that thread connecting you. Love is more of a choice than a feeling. The feelings people describe are there and occur when you love someone, but they're not always present. But the love will be because it's something you choose. I.e., you love your parents, but sometimes they make you angry, etc. You don't feel love in that moment, but you still do, generally speaking. Not all love is the same. I love my wife, my parents, my friends, etc. It's all different. It's not one feeling, but it's all one choice. When you do stupid things around the person you love. I'm in love with the entire human race. Your grades come down. For me, it's a few things, but the biggest is that even if I could go back in time and fix my many mistakes, and avoid some of the horrible things I've lived through, I wouldn't, cause if I changed the past I might not have my partner. That, and he can make me laugh even when I am at rock bottom. When she purrs when you pet her. You know that kitty loves you. When you can sit across the table from someone, look lovingly into their eyes and think to yourself, this is someone that I could really see our kids spending every other weekend with. Then, you're in love. I always liked Heinlein's definition. Love is when another person's well-being becomes essential to your own. When you want to spend your time with that person. It doesn't matter if it's in person, on the phone or online, you just want to be connected with that special someone. When you look at a person with the understanding that for their happiness and pleasure you are willing to sacrifice your own feelings. Yes, morally you are not ready to give that person to another, to let him fall in love with another person, but you have to, and you are happy for him in spite of your inner pain. Alas, you break your own heart in pieces by gluing someone else's. When you worry about his or her psychological state not as others do. When you take a person's jokes or sarcastic remarks about suicide or self-injury seriously while everyone else is laughing. They don't care, but you care. You think about the person and are ashamed of some of your mundane phrases because they may hit a nerve. You think 1,000 times about whether it's right to say this, and this, whether this will offend her, whether this will upset her. If you are in a contest/competition and he outdoes you in a certain category, you are happy for him as you are for yourself. Personally, my symptoms of being in love are these. P.S. So deep into her thoughts and self-knowledge that she began to talk about her partner not in the masculine form, as she had begun, but in the feminine form. But the point, I think, is clear. For me it was when conversations that ended like, and that's why I like you felt more natural to say as love you. I caught myself stifling that word, leaving it intended, but unspoken for a week until I owned it, and got it off my chest. In that case I'm in love with half of my friends. What is love? It doesn't exist. When I can tell them my deepest darkest secret, when I know that the smallest of stuff which seems irrelevant to the world but deeply impacts me will not be judged by them, hence I am super comfortable talking to them about it, and most importantly when I want to do big and small things to make their day. It's hoping to see a text from them as soon as you wake up because you know that's the best way to start your morning. It's listening to that one song that you always enjoyed for no reason other than the fact that it is genuinely a great song, except now it's about you two together, whether that's a wedding or a fancy date or honestly anything. It's hearing something at work that reminds you of one of your many inside jokes, and you can't wait to share it with them. More importantly, if you're thinking about someone right now while reading this comment, gotta say you're in love. You can feel it when you look at someone, when you aren't with them you yearn for them, if you feel it you'll know. At first sight of a girl. And it's all in slow motion. It's an overwhelming longing to be with them. When just the sound of their voice can lift you up. When you would do anything for them even at the expense of yourself. A physical hurt when they aren't around and weight lifted off you when they are. Your first thought in the morning and your last thought at night. When the collective amount of time you've spent with them never feels quite enough. When you are genuinely grateful to be alive because of them. That's how you know. When you realize you could perfectly live your life without this person in it, but with them it's just so much better. Know that it takes time, but you'll be able to tell when you're finally in love. Really being in love makes everything else in the world awesome. Your favorite songs sound better, your favorite foods taste better, the air is cleaner, everyone else you see seems friendlier. Shame it wears off, but that initial dose of love is bomb AF. Trust me, you'll know when it hits you. When you don't have to ask. LOL, the best answer is the simplest. It hurts. You think about them a lot, everything reminds you of them. Shite love songs start to make sense. You get that finally, I'm home, this is what I've been waiting for feeling when you're with them. I had this with a friend. He chose someone else. I hope I'll feel this again sometime for someone else. It was truly wonderful. When you whack off to a porno, and then just before you climax you switch out the porn star with the person you are in love with in your imagination. Nah, it's when you no longer need the porn at all. Nah. When you whack off to the porno that you and that person made together because you can't even come to another person anymore. That's the boat I'm in now, sad face. When nothing else other than them matters, I suppose. Fuck that, I got a life to live. You just know. I literally hate people's butt cracks, it makes me mad when I see them. But I knew I loved my now fiancé when his ass crack didn't make me irrationally mad. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.